Have you ever wondered if a machine could actually tap into your thoughts? The idea of AI reading your mind seems like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But what if I told you that it's not entirely impossible? AI is rapidly evolving, and what once seemed like pure fiction is now edging closer to reality. Welcome to Spin of Facts. In this video, we're going to explore the truth behind the hype. Can AI really read your mind? Or is this just another exaggerated promise? Stick around as we uncover the real story behind the claim. AI that reads your mind. When we talk about AI reading your mind, it's easy to picture a machine that knows exactly what you're thinking, almost like a telepathic superpower. But in reality, the process is a bit different. AI doesn't actually gain direct access to your thoughts, at least not in the way we often see in movies. What AI can do, however, is analyze and interpret signals from your brain, using technologies like brain-computer interfaces. These systems capture brainwave data, sometimes using sensors placed on the scalp to measure electrical activity in the brain. By understanding certain patterns of brain activity, AI can predict your intentions or recognize your mental state. While this is still far from reading your thoughts, it's a significant step in understanding how our brains function. The real breakthrough here is in the development of brain-computer interfaces, which allow us to interact with technology through our brains. These interfaces work by capturing brain signals and translating them into actions. EEG, or electroencephalography, is one of the most common methods used to measure electrical activity in the brain. Through EEG, scientists can identify specific brainwave patterns that correspond to particular thoughts, intentions, or emotions. However, this doesn't mean AI can read your thoughts in real time or access your innermost secrets. Instead, BCI is typically help control devices, like robotic arms, through thought alone. AI helps improve these systems by analyzing vast amounts of data, predicting intentions, and even reconstructing basic visual concepts. Although it sounds like the beginning of something much bigger, it's important to note that AI's current capabilities are still quite limited. With all the buzz surrounding mind-reading AI, there are plenty of myths and misconceptions floating around. One of the most common myths is that AI can simply tune into your thoughts whenever it wants. While AI and BCIs can detect specific brainwave patterns, the idea that AI can instantly decode your deepest thoughts is not true. Brain signals are complex, and interpreting them with complete accuracy is far from easy. Another myth is the idea that AI has access to all of your private thoughts, when in reality, these systems are far less intrusive than that. They don't have the ability to access your memories or even understand the full depth of your consciousness. What AI can do, however, is recognize emotional states or even anticipate what you might do next based on previous actions. This kind of prediction is still quite far from mind reading as we know it. It's not about knowing everything you're thinking, but more about understanding patterns in the data gathered from your brain. As much as the idea of AI reading your mind sounds thrilling, the current state of the technology is not as magical as it might seem. Right now, AI is capable of recognizing certain brainwave patterns that can reflect your emotional state or intentions. For example, scientists have developed systems that can tell if you're feeling anxious, focused, or relaxed by analyzing the signals your brain sends out. In healthcare, this is already making a significant difference. People with physical disabilities, such as paralysis, have been able to use BCIs to control prosthetic limbs or even type on a computer, all with the power of thought. AI assists in these systems by making sense of the brainwave data, helping devices respond more accurately to the user's intentions. While these advances are impressive, it's important to note that AI and BCI are still far from being able to read our thoughts in a detailed or personalized manner. For instance, researchers have been able to reconstruct blurry, basic images from brain activity, but they're still a far cry from accurately translating the vivid pictures inside your mind. The technology is evolving, but it's not yet capable of anything close to what we might imagine when we think of AI as a mind reader. The future of AI and mind-reading technology looks promising, but it's also filled with challenges. Right now, BCIs are mostly used in specialized settings like healthcare or research. But as the technology develops, the possibilities could expand. In the future, We might see neuroprosthetics that allow individuals to control various devices, from smartphones to home appliances, with just their thoughts. There's also potential in the area of mental health treatment. For example, AI could help in understanding mental conditions like depression, anxiety, or PTSD by tracking and analyzing brainwave patterns over time. The most exciting aspect of this technology is its potential to assist people with disabilities, offering them new ways to communicate, move, and interact with the world around them. But let's be clear, even with all the advancements, AI that fully decodes your thoughts with perfect accuracy is still a long way off. The human brain is incredibly complex, and the technology needed to understand it in its entirety is not yet here. However, the progress being made suggests that we could be on the verge of something truly groundbreaking, where AI can help us better understand ourselves in ways we never thought possible. As we venture further into the realm of AI and mind reading, we must also consider the ethical and privacy concerns that come with it. If AI becomes capable of reading our thoughts, who owns that data? Could this technology be used for surveillance or manipulation? These are some serious questions that need to be addressed as we move forward. Right now, the idea of AI reading minds is still in its infancy, but the implications for privacy, consent, and autonomy are vast. If AI is able to interpret brainwaves, who decides what's done with that information? Could governments or corporations misuse this technology for profit or control? As exciting as the possibilities are, we need to be cautious about how this technology is developed and used. Balancing innovation with respect for privacy will be crucial in shaping a future where AI plays a positive role in our lives. In January 2024, Noland Arbaugh, a 29-year-old quadriplegic, became the first human to receive Neuralink's brain-computer interface implant. Developed by Elon Musk's company, this implant enabled Arbaugh to control a computer using only his thoughts. He could browse the internet, play video games, and compose messages without any physical movement. While the implant faced challenges, such as the retraction of some threads due to brain movement, software optimizations allowed Arbaugh to continue using the BCI effectively. This real-world application of AI interpreting brain activity marks a significant step toward bridging the gap between human cognition and machines. So, can AI read your mind? Not quite. At least not in the way you might expect. The technology is still in its early stages, and while the future holds exciting possibilities, we're not yet at the point where AI can fully decode your thoughts. Behind the hype is that AI and BCIs are powerful tools that can help us understand and interact with our brain in innovative ways, but we're still a long way from the mind-reading machines we see in movies. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. I read every single one. Share this with a friend who needs to see this. Subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, it's worth it.